So why does this matter? And I think this matters for a number of reasons. I think that belief system created something really important. It made me deeply trusting, my family deeply trusting of spiritual authority. And one thing that I will say about spiritual authority and that type of culture that I came up in, that it is intergenerational. So for most of us, even if most of us that are, black, even if we're not in the church today, that residue still continues. You may be operating in this grooming type mentality and still not even be in the church because we believe in trusting these systems without questioning these systems. And you are taught that. Your parents were taught that. Your parents were taught that as well. So a lot of this is bringing a culture of obedience and submissiveness and not questioning authority into a larger spiritual platform where you're it's shark infested waters. And so it made me seek out mentorship from church leaders. And in this particular situation, the pastor who eventually became my pastor out of this organization was someone who was known to have his own history of being delivered from homosexuality. A former homosexual, someone who had supposedly been transformed by the power of God, completely transformed. And he was the evidence. His marriage was the evidence. His ability to have a flock of sheep was the evidence. So in many ways, he was positioned as someone who could mentor someone like me at the time, someone who can guide me spiritually, someone who can help me overcome, something the church told me was wrong with me. I was inherently flawed, born in sin, and all of these different things. And so the manifestation of my birth in sin was partly homosexuality, and we need to get rid of that. We can't have any of that in the church. And so looking back, now as an adult, I understand something differently. I understand so many things differently. There was never anything wrong with me. There was nothing wrong with my sexual orientation. There wasn't anything wrong with me then. There isn't anything wrong with me now. But as a teenager inside that theological system, I didn't know that yet. I didn't understand that yet. I just remembered that part of my identity being reprimanded by every adult figure in my life, family,